Final Central with live Warriors pregame coverage is airing right now on Comcast Sportsnet Plus, which can be found on Comcast channels 105 and 785, DirecTV 696-1, and AT&T channel 771. If you can't find Comcast Sportsnet Plus, log on to csnbayarea.com or call your local cable provider. New York is one of America's greatest cities, and it has high expectations for its sports teams. The road back to contention for the Mets started with a core group of pitchers that have the Mets on top in the National League East. The Giants are a team that's very familiar with that formula as they pitched their way to 3 World Championships in the past 5 years. It's all about pitching as the Giants and Mets meet in Game 1 of the series, and it's coming up next. The road trip for the Giants continues as we move to New York City. We're at Citi Field as we get ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series, Giants and Mets. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Mets in first place in the East, the Giants a game back in the West. Should be a good matchup. 2 young pitchers with different styles.
Well, indeed, you're going to see Noah Syndergaard, who's got one of the best fastballs in the National League, on the hill tonight for the Mets, taking on Chris Heston, who's a sinker ball specialist. 2 different styles of pitching. Both have been effective. And for the Giants, they've been the best road team in the National League, taking on a Mets team that has been very good at home. Oh, and by the way, did I say that the Giants are really good after an off day, 5-1? What does it mean? We don't know, except there's going to be a lot of strikes tonight. It should be a quick-paced game.
I think we're better, you and I, after an off day, too. So it should be fun here at Citi Field. A couple of youngsters, Heston and Syndergaard. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do all of that right after this.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
All right, testing 1 2.
brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
So here we are back at Citi Field as we get ready for Giants baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 82 degrees here at the yard. A nice, comfortable 82. You see the winds at 12 miles per hour. Humidity at 43%. And we are expecting a good, clear night for baseball. All right, let's take a look at the lineup that the Mets will be facing. Giants come in with a record of 32-26. It'll be Aoki Panik, and he's had some great streaks during this young season, and he's playing at home, followed by Pagan Posey in Belt. Crawford will hit 6th, Duffy in the 7th slot, a late scratch, Gregor Blanco. Maxwell now in the lineup hitting 8th, and Heston will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the New York Mets will be the 21-year-old right-hander, 6'6", 250-pounder Noah Syndergaard. This is what he has done in 5 starts, 2-3 with a 3.77 ERA. But what has lit this town up are the strikeouts to walks. 32 strikeouts in 28 2/3 against just 5 walks. You like fastballs? You have come to the right place. You're going to see mid to high 90s with the fastball from Syndergaard. We've got 2 types of breaking ball: curveball and a slider. Likes the curveball a little bit more. He will definitely challenge both sides of the plate with the fastball. I think he thinks fastball. When you're throwing 98 miles an hour, easy to think that way. Native of Mansfield, Texas. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Syndergaard. For the Mets, starting in the outfield, it will be from left to right: Kadire, Lagares, and Granderson. Flores and Campbell on the left side of the infield. Tejada and Duda on the right side. And Anthony Recker, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Kadire, the best arm in the outfield and left.
So here's Aoki to lead things off. See the numbers for Aoki.
I like the theme song, the walkout song for Noah Syndergaard was Game of Thrones.
There's our fans. They're ready to roll. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. So we get started 2 minutes late. Aoki hitting at 321. He's 4 for 8 on this road trip. 98 from Syndergaard. They tell us that he just kind of stays right at 98.
He definitely established the fastball within 2 pitches.
This is popped on the left field line. Moving over is Kadire, and Kadire is not going to be able to get it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Talk about how Syndergaard will mix up his 3 pitches. 66% of the time you're going to see a blazing fastball. Changeup is kind of a project, and then you see the curveball. He also has a slider, and the curveball is his kill pitch, and at times it can be very, very good. At times it cannot be good at all. So that really has a lot to do with his success. What type of secondary pitch shows up any given night that he pitches. But the fastball has always been there.
He's ahead in the count, 1-2 to Nori Aoki. Recker and Syndergaard trying to get on the same page. And now they are, in the 1-2 delivery on its way. And it's inside. By the way, the home plate umpire is Rob Drake. West, Siegel, and Danley from first to third.
Drake, I think he's a low ball umpire, but you will see some bell high strikes called. It can be a tight zone at times, but he's not the kind of guy where you have to put it between the knees to get a strike.
Aoki doing a dance. Syndergaard's making him dance.
Well, that was 99 miles an hour. I don't know how he got out of the way of that. I swear it was going to go right through his shin bone. But if Aoki wasn't into this at bat, he is now. you do not have a lot of time to get out of the way.
So 3-2 with Panic to follow. Slowly hit. Campbell charging, bare hand, throw is wide. Aoki's aboard. It'll be a base hit of the infield variety for Nori Aoki.
Just put the ball in play.
That's right, the early ground attack by the Giants.
Just a little bit of a chop. Going to be a barehanded attempt for Campbell, who didn't really have a great grip on the ball. He almost threw it away due to the first baseman had to leave the bag. Once he did, an open lane for Aoki to scoot right through and get on base.
So here's Panic. You might have heard the crowd react to Panic. He's got a lot of family. He's got a lot of friends here. He's hitting .316. He's got 4 home runs, 22 driven in. And on this trip, he's 6 for 14. And a strike to Panic. So now we'll watch Syndergaard out of the stretch for the first time.
You know, we talked about Syndergaard's size. I mean, he's 6'6", but a very compact throwing motion. He almost slingshots the ball. And he takes his hand and the ball out of his glove. It's a real direct route to getting the throwing position. He never drops his hand below the belt. Very unorthodox for a guy his size.
Panic fouls it back. It's another again 2.
And that was the changeup. Used to have an 89-mile-an-hour changeup there.
You could almost say there are probably 30% pitchers out there that don't have an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2 to Joe Panic. And attacking the strike zone, it stays at 0-2. See some of the notes on Joe Panic. He was born about an hour from here. Went to St. John's, born in Yonkers. Did play last year when the Giants came into New York, but he's coming back this year as a World Series hero. How about that?
Well, yeah, honored in the offseason at his university, St. John's, halftime of a basketball game. Unbelievable applause. So he has a lot of fans in this neck of the woods, as you can imagine. A lot of them here tonight. Hopewell Junction, home of Joe Panic. I don't know if the sign's up, but it will be someday.
And another 0-2 pitch coming up. Aoki goes, swinging a bouncing ball up the middle, and it's into center field. Aoki's going to stretch it to third, and the Giants, just like that, have runners at the corners with nobody out. It almost backfired on Bruce Bochy.
Indeed, shortstop Wilmer Flores was going over to cover shortstop with the left-handed hitting Panic up. And by moving early with the runner going, I mean, he was almost in position to make this a double play, but as it turned out, he couldn't get there in time. The Giants have something going here. Runners at first and third, nobody out. But you know, you talk about tough guys to strike out, and Aoki and Panic very similar in one way. They don't have a lot of swing. They both protect the strike zone beautifully with 2 strikes.
So here's Pagan. Pagan 5 for 22 on this road trip. And he takes a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Talk about Syndergaard, 21 years old. It's always the fear of a pitching coach, in this case Danny Worthen, the pitching coach for the Mets, to have your youngster get into the stretch position early because he really hasn't locked into a rhythm and he's vulnerable. Giants have an opportunity here.
That'll be fouled down the left field line as it slices into the seats. It's now a ball and a strike.
A lot of pitches up right now from Syndergaard.
No walks, 10 strikeouts, and the Padres knocked him around a bit.
Yeah, but no walks and 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. I mean, that's striking 10 guys out of the 12 outs you get. Pretty impressive.
Foul back. We got a guy, cold beer in front of us. We can't see home plate. Now he's gone.
Grab some pie, meat.
Thanks, partner.
Take care of you.
It's amazing that he listened to you. I have a feeling he'll be back with the bases loaded and 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the ground. Maybe a pair. It is not. Out, he scores. Giants lead 1-0. Pagan with an RBI. And say what you want, it's a good at bat.
It's a good at bat, especially early in a ball game. You hit into a double play, not a great at bat.
No.
Staying out. Pagan's very difficult to double up, especially hitting from the left side. That is a good at bat.
So here's Buster Posey hitting .285. 9 home runs, 31 driven in. And a called strike on a fastball. So this ought to be right up Buster Posey's alley. Good fastball. Loves to hit the fastball.
One to measure, one to rake. Check Pagan at first base. That's definitely respect the base stealing ability of Angel Pagan, who was a Met.
Oh, 0-1 to Buster Posey. Pagan started to go, but put on the brakes. Pagan's got 4 steals. He's been thrown out twice.
Syndergaard, as you can imagine, being 6'6", not the quickest out of the stretch.
And a breaking ball that misses 2-1. So the Giants are getting a chance to see just about everything Syndergaard's got, including the folks from Finnerty's. They're getting to see it too.
About 6 busloads. Folks from Finnerty's going to be here tonight.
Posey could be 2. Flores to Tejada. Tejada, wide throw due to tag Posey, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board. Mets are coming up. Heston coming out. It'll be Granderson, Tejada, and Lucas Duda, who's got tons of power. Then Michael Kadire. Got a 12-game hitting streak. Seems always to hit well against the Giants. Flores, Lagares, and Campbell. Recker will hit 8th, and Syndergaard 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Chris Heston, 6'3", 195-pounder, 27 years of age. This will be start number 12. He's 5-4 with a 4.29 ERA. And so far this year, he's been very, very good, or he has been below average. There's very, very few outings that he's had where he's been in between. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that'll go 88 to 92 with sink. That is his backbone. You see a lot of ground balls on his good days with that fastball. He'll also cut the fastball. He has a slurvy breaking ball and a changeup. First time he's ever faced the Mets. Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Heston tonight, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Maxwell, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy will be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Felt will control the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Granderson, and the Giants will put the overshift on for Granderson. As Crawford a little late moving to the right side of the diamond, so timeout was called. And there's a strike to Granderson, hitting .236, 8 home runs, 19 driven in. And the first breaking ball is down low. Granderson, 51 strikeouts. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. The only Mets that have more than that, Kadire 53 and Lucas Duda 53.
He will take his walks, though. He leads the Mets in walks.
Bounces this one foul. He takes a big swing. He's knocked out 8 this year. Got him.
Front door sink. See you later. And that's a very important pitch for Heston to be able to establish the ability to do that.
And a good call. I mean, that's another thing, too. You want to get into rhythm with the umpire.
Well, Rob Drake, I mean, he will look for strikes. I think he is an umpire that is fair. I don't think he has a big strike zone, but it's very consistent. What you get in the first, you usually get the entire game, and he will call corners. Not big ones, but he'll get corners like that last pitch.
So here's Ruben Tejada hitting at .294. He's got 1 home run. He's got 10 runs batted in. With the big fellas coming up, Duda and then Kadire.
It's really important for Chris Heston to maintain a high hand position and keep his elbow above his shoulder when he's pitching. When he does that, he gets a real high release point and he gets his sink. When that elbow sort of tucks down below his shoulder, his hand position drops and he gets push in his delivery. And that's when he gets fade. Movement that runs flat into a righty away from a lefty, and he loses that sink.
And pours in a 2-0 strike.
Very compact motion, which is why he can repeat the stroke. He's never had a problem with being able to throw strikes.
Hit towards the hole. Duffy cuts it off. Throws in the dirt to Belt, but not a problem. You let go of the ball and you start to swallow really hard. And you go, oh, great play.
Oh, yeah, my man. It'll definitely make you love your first baseman.
Here's Lucas Duda. Big time power. Giants will put the overshift on for Duda. 9 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And that inside corner is Heston hits it again, and it's 0-1. Well, once he gets into a rhythm, he likes to get the ball back and throw it. And we're all for that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And so are the infielders behind him.
First curveball to Duda. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
So in the sequence, as he's still trying to find his release point, fastball good, changeup not good, curveball not good. So he's got to get his specialty pitches down. And this is what is a concern, of course, for Posey. Now he's got to call a fastball here.
And Duda hits it the other way. It's 2-2.
Take a look at what Heston throws. You're going to see a fastball about almost 60% of the time with a lot of sink. Sliders, curveballs, changeup. He mixes them up according to what's working that night.
Ooh, Heston thought he had it. It's 3-2.
I think Posey thought he had it.
Foul. Got back in on his hands. And Bruce Bochy enjoyed the day off. Bruce's wife Kim is on this trip with him. They had a nice dinner last night. A good off day for everybody. Curveball. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Heston. Second inning coming up. Belt to lead things off.
That's a good curveball right there.
By Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
You see a good look at Citi Field from above. It's 1-0 Giants. That's a good looking yard.
It really is a great place to see a baseball game.
You know, after they played a couple of years in it, they tweaked the inside. They made home runs a little bit easier to hit. They even changed the dimensions more during this past offseason. Right center field is a bit more friendly. Belt hitting .298, 7 home runs, 26 driven in. The Mets put the overshift on for Belt. And Belt takes low with Crawford on deck.
Just looks so odd where the infield is so dramatically playing to pull, then the outfield is playing to go the other way. But when you see the splits as to how he hits the ball, when he hits the ball in the air, he hits the ball in the left center field gap.
If you're going to bring someone that didn't follow baseball a lot to the park, you have to hard time explaining to them what's going on. He's a pull hitter, right? Well, no.
On the ground.
Kind of.
But you look at the defense in the infield, dramatic pull, and then the right fielder, Granderson, he's given the line.
It would be very hard.
Does not make sense. But yet it does. It's baseball.
3-2. Payoff pitch is coming up with Crawford on deck. And Belt stays alive. He got 98 down and in.
There are guys that throw 98. They're said to have a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, but they may only hit it about 4 or 5 times a night.
And that wasn't even close.
That's not the case with Syndergaard. That's where he stays. Well, Friday, June 12th is the Second Orange Friday Happy Hour at AT&T, presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. You can join us at the pregame happy hour, featuring live music and entertainment from Tainted Love. Special event ticket includes access to the party, a complimentary Lagunitas beer or soft drink, and a ticket to the Giants D-back game. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Who's the entertainment?
Tainted Love.
God, I thought I was back in the 60s there for a second.
Yeah, they're good.
Here's Crawford hitting .289. 8 home runs, 38 runs batted in. And he takes an off-speed pitch for a high strike. It's 0-1.
Saw the 3-2 pitch to Belt was a changeup. He wasn't even close with it. So right now, if you're a Giants hitter, you're not thinking about anything but gas. Gear up for 98 and have at it. And hope he makes a mistake up.
No balls and 1 strike. Belt with his lead. Crawford breaks his bat, bounces this one to Tejada, and that is a little out. Crawford beat it out. It looked like he was out from here.
I'm sure that'll be one that the Mets look at. Joe West, the veteran umpire and crew chief at first base tonight, making that call.
Yeah, well, you know, the beauty of Joe is the enthusiastic calls that he makes. And they did get it right. But Joe gets into it, man. I'm shocked he took his hands out of his pockets. Here's Duffy.
He hasn't been into it for about 10 years.
He still gets them all right, though.
Yeah, it's a good umpire.
Duffy takes a strike, and it's 0-1. With Maxwell to follow. 1-0 Giants. Pagan, an RBI, and a fielder's choice in the first inning. Noah Syndergaard. On the ground into right field, a base hit. Crawford is going to put on the brakes wisely. And Duffy with a base hit, and that'll bring up Maxwell.
Now they're going to test center field and right field if they get a chance. I mean, could I a little bit more of a chance to get an assist on you? And a pretty aggressive turn around second from Brandon Crawford. I mean, he was thinking about taking on the challenge. But in the end, he's center for a first and second. 1 out.
So here's Maxwell. No word yet why Blanco was scratched. So here's Maxwell. Breaking ball and a check swing foul. Maxwell had a big home run on Friday night to help the Giants win the opener of that 3-game series in Philadelphia. Heston on deck. A walk, a fielder's choice, and a single. Oh, and 2. So it may be that Justin Maxwell is going to have to turn it up just a little bit. They're going to go back in again. And he chops it foul.
The Mets are hurt. They've really got some significant injuries to their team. David Wright, the third baseman on the DL. Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, he's out. They lost Daniel Murphy, who came over to play third base. And that's one of their big bats. He's on the DL.
So Syndergaard way out in front of Justin Maxwell. Giants with 2 runners on here in the second. Going back in again. And it hit him.
Ouch.
97 on the arm.
I'm not sure if it got the elbow or what part of his arm it got. But at 97, I don't think it makes a difference. There you see the concern from Giants head trainer Dave Greshner.
Well, after Hunter Pence in spring training, anytime a Giants hitter gets hit in that area, there's always going to be concern.
Hunter Pence still battling some tendonitis in his left wrist. Let's take a look at where this fastball at 97 hits him. I think it got him right in the elbow.
Your pitching coach, Dan Warthen, is out.
Oh, man. That's a direct hit. That ball went straight down. And Maxwell's still in agony at first base. That's right on the funny bone, and that ain't funny.
He will feel that until September.
Oh, man. That was rough.
So here's Heston, who's 3 for 20, does not have an RBI this year. And he bounces this one. It could be a pair. And out there and out there. And on one pitch, the inning's over. So it'll be a double play. Bottom of the second coming up. but it's always fun to see it again.
Oh, it never gets old.
Here's Kadire to lead things off. It'll be Kadire, Flores, Lagares facing Heston, who has a 1-0 lead. Kadire hitting at .271, and he takes a first pitch strike.
Smart hitter. Uses the whole field. Thinks well, very well in that batter's box.
Bounces this one foul. May have hit it off his foot. It's 0-2.
I don't even know for whatever reason, but it just seems like it takes an older guy that hits it off his foot a whole lot longer to get back in that batter's box than a younger guy.
I would say that that's true. Got him. So Kadire, who's never seen Heston before, is Heston's third strikeout.
Well, and good placement with that breaking ball. When a guy hasn't seen your breaking ball and you got a 2-strike advantage on him, drop it in the dirt. Maybe he'll help you out, just like Kadire did. That's 3 strikeouts and 4 hitters for Heston.
Here's Flores, Wilmer Flores. And the first thing that jumps out to you about Flores, he's got 9 home runs. He's got the same amount as Lucas Duda. He's got the same amount of RBIs as Lucas Duda. And he takes a strike. On deck is Juan Lagares, the center fielder for these Mets. So it's 3-1.
Flores, another young player, 22 years of age. I mean, last year between Las Vegas, our AAA club, and the Mets, he hit 16 home runs, so he's got some pop.
Popped up. Crawford backpedaling, but now Aoki calls him off, and he'll make the catch. Matt King pitched today in Richmond, and this is what he did.
3 2/3, he allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts through 55 pitches. Gave up a couple runs, so you know he got out of the windup, obviously, but he did get some work out of the stretch. And through all of his pitches, I'm sure he threw the changeup, the curveball, the slider, cut the fade, did everything. So now it's a matter of how the arm responds the next couple days.
Here's a strike to Lagares. That's right. Tomorrow morning is going to be important.
And at the very least, he's going to have 3 more starts, and then they make a decision.
In tight. 271 with 2 home runs, 15 driven in for Juan Lagares. Lagares was the Gold Glove winner in center field for the National League last year. We didn't hear that much about him, and then last year when we came in here, and it was like, whoa, this guy can catch everything out there.
He was brilliant with the glove. Totally deserving of a Gold Glove. But, you know, it was nice to come in to New York this year and have everybody ask us questions about Brandon Crawford.
Yeah.
Usually it was Buster Posey, it was Hunter Pence, but this trip in, all about Brandon Crawford.
Hit up the middle, panic, not a problem, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, top of the order, Nori Aoki to lead things off.
He said to be able to get a power arm and a power bat with our first 2 picks, we're pretty excited about it. Power arm was a right-hander, 6'5", 205-pounder, by the name of Phil Bickford. And Chris Shaw, the big first baseman out of Boston College, who is said to have an incredibly strong bat in regards to power. He was the second pick. These are the top 10 of the Giants.
Jose Vizcaíno Jr. on that list.
How about that?
Was it 1997 when Jose Vizcaíno Sr. was the Giants shortstop?
And he was a good Giant.
Yeah, he was. Aoki with an infield hit in the first inning, eventually scored. Here he falls behind very quickly, 0-2 to Noah Syndergaard. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's 1-2. He really hasn't established the breaking ball. He probably only has to throw it a couple of times for a strike before it can make a difference. Two and two.
The catcher, Anthony Recker, he called a changeup, and Syndergaard shook that off. He wanted to go to a 2-seam fastball. He's throwing 2-seam fastballs at 97. And he's doing it easy. Again, with a straight slingshot takeback. I mean, just an unusually compact motion for a guy that throws consistently hard power fastballs.
So Aoki's worked it to a full count.
Now, this is how he's going to establish an off-speed pitch, is getting one over in this count here at 3-2. Right now, Giants hitters can just sit there and look fastball.
Foul back.
Oh, like that. And granted, I mean, he's got a great fastball, one of the best we've seen all year. And even when you're looking for it, it's not that easy of an assignment to hit it, especially if it's in a great location. You can imagine how much better it would be if he could get a changeup or a curveball over.
Well, Aoki can do this all afternoon. And the Affinities group, they're letting it rock now.
Oh, yeah. They're loud and they're proud.
And colorful. A couple guys need to work on their rhythm. Hit right back to where it came from. And Aoki's gone. And here's Joe Panik. And now different parts of the ballpark. You hear the Panik family, the St. John's alumni.
Yeah, there's quite a group here that are supporting this young man tonight.
The future in-laws of Joe Panik. He singled in the first inning. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now you can throw a fastball by a guy second at bat after he's seen your fastball, has it timed, or at least tries to have it timed. Not an easy thing at 98, but you can throw one by a guy at 1-0 count. You've got a great fastball.
Popped up. This is playable. It's Kadire. Here's our AT&T U-verse rewind. January 22nd, 2011, the World Series Trophy Tour. What did it do? Well, it stopped at Affinities. And it was a hit.
Yeah, they stood in line, wrapped around the block in the cold for a chance to have a picture taken. Bill Newcomb, Larry Bear,
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Here's Pagan. Pagan reached on a fielder's choice on a ground ball and picked up the only RBI in this game. There he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Giants have gone back every year to Finnery's after each World Championship. And every year it's been a hit. On the ground, snared by Campbell. And he throws him out. Nice play.
Said he was safe.
No, Joe West. Save.
Lucas Duda did not keep his foot in contact with the base when he made his stretch. So it's going to be talked about as Harry Collins comes out.
I'm not going to write anything down. They're going to take a look at it. No.
You can't see.
You can't from there. You're right.
This is the look right here. He's out.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity, or should I say, this replay of an overturned call is presented by Xfinity. So can I write in 5-3?
Yeah, 5-3 indeed.
Right.
They're playing it back here at the ballpark, and everybody's seeing that same look. But it depends on who the crew is. Joe West on the left, Kerwin Danley on the right. This, I think, is the one that sums it all up. Yeah, he's out.
And that's the call, and that'll end the inning. So it turns out to be a nice play by the third baseman, Eric Campbell. For the Mets, it'll be the bottom three. Campbell will lead things off, 1-0 Giants.
Bay Area is brought to you by PG&E. Together, building a better California.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Giants. Heston throwing to Eric Campbell. And it's 0-2. So Heston got that breaking ball working, and that's always a good sign.
Well, and he's throwing a first pitch too. It's important that you can let the other team know that you can get pitches over, and the best way to do it is do it on the first pitch.
3 pitches, 4 strikeouts.
Well, MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years, and you can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more. Every night on every device. Go to MLB.TV for details.
Here's Anthony Recker. Recker hitting 156. Got a lot of power. 2 home runs, 3 driven in. And a breaking ball for a call strike, and it's 0-1.
But the beauty of a first pitch, flopping over a curveball or slider or changeup, is you don't have to really locate it down on the corners of the strike zone. You can throw it across the strike zone, bite off more strike zone.
Hit up the middle, panic right there. 2 down.
And once you let a team know that you can throw that slider, curveball, changeup, or whatever your specialty pitches are over on a first pitch, it's established in their mind that you can throw it for a strike.
So here's Syndergaard, and now you got to pitch this guy like he's hitting 5th. He's 4 for 10. He's got a home run. And that's exactly what Heston's doing.
Flop over a curveball. He's throwing the same slider over the changeup. And the thing too about Heston tonight, he hadn't been in the stretch yet. It's been 8 up, 8 down, and everything's been out of the windup.
One and 2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 5 strikeouts through the first 9 hitters. Buster Posey's going to lead it off. Produced the long-awaited next installment of Jurassic Park series, Jurassic World. It is opening in theaters on Friday. I will see that.
Yeah,
here it's 1-0 Giants.
It's on a must-see list.
Yeah. With Syndergaard making the last out, that's why this half inning extended a bit more. Buster Posey hit into a double play in the first inning. I don't want anybody sitting around me. I'm going to buy all the seats around me.
Well,
it's just the way it is.
Kind of looks that way.
Breaking ball to Buster Posey and a strike.
And a breaking ball over for a first pitch. So Syndergaard's starting to get a little bit of a feel with that pitch now.
Syndergaard moves Buster's feet. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The scoreboard telling us that Buster Posey hit his first big league home run 5 years ago today. Remember it in Cincinnati at the upper deck?
I do.
Down the left field line, he hooked it foul. It is indeed our McDonald's True Stories on this date in 2010 at Great American Ballpark. It is gone. And he hit it off of Aaron Harang, and he would hit one later on a couple of years after that that was more important, nearly in the same spot.
2012 NLDS.
And a winner-take-all game. Which, by the way, in postseason, the Giants have been really good at those games.
Yes, they have.
I think they're undefeated. Here's the 1-2 to Buster Posey. Posey in the right. He's got a base hit.
Just kind of muscles it the opposite way. Not a bad pitch either from Syndergaard. He got it up there above the hands, up the bat, but strong-handed hitters can still beat you with a good location. Set the target away. This was right up above the hands. Inside outs it. Well, I'd say 4 inches below the sweet spot, maybe a little bit more.
Belt drew a walk in the second. Overshift is on, and Belt is tardy, and it's 0-1. Started up a little sooner. Or what they might say in Texas, get her going.
Get her going. 34 pitches into this year, and Syndergaard's only given up 2 home runs. Didn't give up many.
Get her going. 0-2.
Still tardy. So you take more swing out. Think about Syndergaard. I mean, he's going to supply a lot of power with the speed of the pitch. Do not have to overswing.
No swing. 1-2. That's Kerwin Danley down there at third. Breaking ball, got him. And that's the first strikeout for Syndergaard. So the Giants have done a pretty good job of putting the ball in play.
Just kind of a hanging breaking ball, but when you're geared up for 97,
yeah.
Kind of swung as hard as he threw it.
So here's Crawford. Crawford reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Duffy to follow. Crawford is not one to be shy about hitting a good fastball like Buster Posey. We talk about his level swing all the time.
That's playing the opposite way. Gar's, the center fielder, played 8 steps towards left center. That's a changeup right there. So he is starting to get a feel of his specialty pitches.
That's the one that's going to keep your fastball honest. And that would really tick me off. because of that changeup, Crawford ended up taking that pitch.
.96 right at the knees.
And a base hit to right field. Posey's got to hurry because he had to freeze, and he does get down to second base. So Crawford breaks his bat, but he'll take it.
And not a mistake either from Syndergaard. And they set the target with the fastball on the inside corner, so he does go right on that inside corner. I mean, that's right to the glove. But
so here's Duffy. Duffy worked a single to the right side of the infield in the second.
Posey had to wait a long time, and
yeah,
Tejada almost made the play.
So Duffy at the plate with Maxwell on deck. And Duffy takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Syndergaard with 62 pitches here with one out in the fourth. Two balls and one strike. Well, I'll say this. The Giants had runners on in the first. They scored. In the second, they had the bases loaded, and Heston hit into a double play. Syndergaard had a 1-2-3 third, but here he's back to being in trouble in the fourth. And it's 3-1.
Putting on a good eyeball here.
Well, now, if you're Duffy, if he lays something in there, take a good rip at it.
And he will definitely guess one side of the plate and cheat. He'll either dive out to the outer half, or he'll wheel and fire looking middle in.
And a line drive caught by Flores.
Well, he guessed right, got the pitch, got the location, hit a bullet, and found a glove. But nevertheless, a nice 3-1 approach. Totally looking middle in. And Wilmer Flores gobbling it up. Flores pretty tall shortstop, 6'3".
Maxwell got hit in the elbow in the second inning. They tried to pitch him in, and he did, except for the last pitch hit him. See if Recker goes back in there again. And he got a hanger, and it's 0-1.
It's just like stealing a strike. When you throw 98, nobody gonna look for a breaking ball first pitch. And if you can flop it over, it's a quick 0-1.
Hit towards the hole, and the throw to first is going to be late. It'll be a hit for Maxwell, and the hitter will be Heston, and for the second time in this game he'll hit with the bases loaded. Duffy's going, there's no justice.
No, there's not. He hits an absolute bullet on the screws in a 3-run count. Line drive caught. Maxwell in an 0-1 count hits a 26 hopper in the hole between third and short, base hit.
So here's Heston. And Heston hoping he could jump out ahead in the count 1-0. Does not. It's no balls and one strike. Posey at third, Crawford at second, Maxwell at first. The best ball hit in this inning was a line drive caught by Flores. Hit on the ground into the hole, a base hit. One run's going to score. Here comes Crawford. The throw home is not in time. And Heston gets his first and second RBIs of the year. How about that?
Well, what do you say we make it our Ford right choice? Why not? Because this is a big swing of the bat. A 1-1 count. They set the target away. It goes middle in. He just drops the head, finds a hole. And the Giants take a 3-0 lead. Well, they really were playing him the opposite way. They didn't think he could pull the ball. One hopper, not able to be caught by Anthony Recker, the catcher. That's not a bad throw either from Kadire, who's got a very accurate arm. But that's our Ford right choice.
So here's Aoki. I mean, look, we've watched Heston taking up batting practice and know that he's a pretty good hitting pitcher.
He is.
Aoki is 1 for 3. Now Maxwell is at second and Heston's at first. And it's low, 1 ball and no strikes. Recker's going to have a word with his young starter.
Well, Recker, he's pretty used to catching Syndergaard, who's pretty good with his command at high velocity. If you're going to extend a target and go wide with it, a corner location, inside or outside, and you set on one side of the plate and he throws in the other side, that's not an easy assignment to catch that guy. I think the message he may have said right there is don't overthrow. Throw at a speed you can control.
So Oakey got just a little bit of a hanger. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 to Nori Aoki. Foul back. 1 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Chopper over the mound. Is this play going to be made? It will not. And they're loaded for Joe Panik. Telling you, man, the ground attack is in full swing here in New York City.
And why would you hit the ball hard? It's just going to get caught. If you don't believe me, ask Matt Duffy.
Aoki's got 2 hits, and they've not gone more than 90 feet.
Just over the head of the 6'6" Syndergaard. You can see the frustration starting to mount. And Dan Wortham, the pitching coach, saw the same frustration. With Aoki's speed, it was not going to be a play that could be made. Wortham trying to calm him down.
Giants have 8 hits in this game.
And New York does indeed love Joe Panik.
They've got 5 hits here in the 4th inning. Panik is 1 for 2. He singled up the middle in the 1st. Maxwell's at third, Heston's at second, Aoki's at first. On the ground to third. Campbell's got it. His flip to second is in time, and that'll end the inning. Buster Posey led the inning off, and after that it was the ground attack. Giants scored twice. They lead 3-0.
Sonoma Raceway. Visit racesonoma.com for tickets.
Well, welcome back to Citi Field here in New York. Giants on top of the Mets as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0. It has been all Giants. 8 hits allowed by Noah Syndergaard through 4 innings. And Chris Heston through 3 has faced 9 hitters.
And Granderson's going to take wide. Granderson struck out looking to open up the bottom of the first. We're in the home half of the fourth inning. So it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Underneath both those pitches. And that's one thing with his changeup that he's going to have to correct. He's going to have to be able to get on top of that pitch more.
Pulled foul.
So I think eventually, if he comes up with a good changeup, it may become a very good swing and miss pitch for him.
Right off the end of the bat, so it's 2-2.
But like most guys, when they get to the big league, it's really when your education begins.
Lifted foul and out of play.
There's nothing that duplicates the speed with which the big league level is played. Not a AAA, not a AA, not at any level of amateur baseball. Another changeup, another push in his delivery. I think he's been very consistent with his changeup as he's missed up and away to lefties.
Got him for the second time looking. Strikeout number 6.
Just absolutely paints him with a 3-2 count in the outside corner. See the target for Posey. Nice job of tucking it in the outside corner. It's a pitcher strike, but he's earned it. Although Granderson would tell you that ball's outside. A lot of other hitters would agree with that.
I think it was close enough.
Hey, when the movement went across home plate, it was a strike. When it was caught, it was not. That's what I'm going with.
And the first base runner for the Mets is Ruben Tejada.
So we're going to find out what type of release point he has out of the stretch. And the thing you concern yourself right away is whether or not he can get the ball down around the knees. And in the outings where he has struggled, it has been problematic for him to get the ball down once he gets in the stretch position.
So here's Duda. Duda struck out in the first. And that hit him. Just grazed his front leg. And Kadayer's going to hit.
Now the umpire, Rob Drake, came out and he's telling Heston, get your arm up. Almost looks like he steps into it with his right leg. It just grazes a pant leg. One more look. Definitely made contact.
Kadayer takes a breaking ball down low.
And right now Heston is kind of pigeonholing himself into a fastball count. And when you have to give in to a good fastball hitter like Kadayer,
and there's a strike.
Buster Posey making him throw that curveball again. He knows how important it is.
One and two.
Big time sink in that inside corner. That's exactly what Posey wanted to see. Watch the target, the movement. Kadayer swings right over the top of it. He can go either side of the plate now. He does not have to throw a strike.
Hit on the ground to Duffy. Duffy's going to go around the horn, and that's a double play. So Heston gets the pair. It remains 3-0 Giants.
transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Giants 3, Mets nothing. Top of the 5th. And it'll be Pagan, Posey, and Belt. The Giants have stranded 5. The Mets have stranded 1. Pagan is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Syndergaard taking a long time. Now he's ready. And a strike, which is really not a strike. It's low. 1 ball and no strikes. This will be pitch number 77 for Syndergaard. Call back.
Now, one of the strengths of this Giants lineup, and it really is very different than the previous years, looking at the lineup up and down as to how you would pitch the Giants and how they approach. This is a much more patient team. This is a team that sees many more pitches than previous lineups. And it takes its effect, especially on young pitchers like Syndergaard.
Hit well into center field. Lagares, however, there, and he'll put it away.
Well, time for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And Sunday in Philadelphia, Angel Pagan had a diving catch on a Ryan Howard line drive for the first out of the 6th. Loves to play center field in Philadelphia and here in New York. And that was a great play. It was our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
Yeah, he did a great job. He's done a great job all year. Here's Buster Posey, 1 for 2. And Buster wraps it into center field. He's got a base hit. So Buster now 2 for 3 after hitting into the double play in the first inning. And here's Belt.
Looks like Buster Posey went up there looking for something off speed too.
Belt struck out in the 4th. Belt's going to lay one down, and it's foul. He's tried it a couple of times last year. This is the first time he's tried it this year. When he sees the overshift, he said, all right, well, I'm going to try to take advantage of it. Certain times I think it's a good idea. Other times not so good.
I don't think it's a good idea when you're up 3-0 and you can hit the ball in the ballpark. I think it's a good idea when you're down 3-0 and you're looking for base runners.
I think if you bunt it really hard down the third base line, it's a good idea.
Yeah, well, trying to bunt it as if it was a sacrifice is a bad idea.
You can bunt a double if you bunt it hard enough. Hit on the ground. That's 1, and that's going to be late. So Tejada goes to Campbell. Actually, that was Campbell to Flores, so it'll go 5-6. I'm not really a fan of the press box explaining what happened when you just watched it, but it really helped then.
Well, I don't think that the official scorer is a big fan of the shift either.
That was 5-6.
You notice I'm reaching for my eraser, right?
Yeah, that's all right. Here's Crawford. Means we have some people that have the microphone in the press box that'll tell us that it's an intentional walk, which I'm not really sure we need that.
No, I don't think we do.
That's a home run. Okay.
Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need that.
Crawford 0 for 1. Crawford on the ground. Duda will go to the bag, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Wilmer Flores is going to lead things off.
Is brought to you by Joseph Aboud, available at Men's Warehouse.
It's a 3-0 lead for the Giants. And here's Flores, who takes a strike. Flores hit a pop-up to left field in the second.
Breaking ball, breaking ball. Posey controlling the rhythm of Heston.
On the ground to panic as Belt scurries back. Well, on Sunday, June 14th, it's the second annual Gamer Day at the ballpark, presented by Half Moon Bay Brewing Company. My partner will host a special Giants Q&A, and the special ticket's going to get you tickets, the Q&A, and a Gamer Driver cap. Visit sfgiants.com/special events. It was such a hit last year that this is probably going to be the first of many Gamer Days.
Yeah, there's a lot of gamers up there in the left field bleachers tonight.
Here's Lagares, who's 0 for 1.
Well, it is a lot of fun.
On deck is the third baseman, Eric Campbell. So it's 3-0. Two Mets have reached, both hit by pitches. Here's a strike. It's 3-1. Three and 2.
Gar's not happy about that strike. Challenge situation here with a 3-0 lead.
Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford gets a big hop. 2 out.
And that's what you do. You trust your sink and you trust your infielders.
So here's Campbell, who struck out in the third.
It's a great exchange when the inning ended for the Mets in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Heston got the double play. He came back in the Giants dugout. There was a little conversation that Tim Hudson had with Chris Heston, which the two have a lot in common because of that sinking fastball.
Strike to Campbell.
You know, and Dave Righetti was not a sinker ball pitcher. He was a power arm. He was a hard thrower, hard slider guy. And Mark Gardner was a 4-pitch guy, pretty straight fastball, high fastball, not a sinker guy. He could sink the ball, but he didn't have a sink like Heston, but Hudson does. And it's pretty cool when you have somebody in your dugout that's been around this game as a player, and he's in his 17th year, that has similar stuff that you have, that he can help you along.
Got him. 7 strikeouts for Heston. 6th inning coming up. And it will be Matt Duffy to lead things off.
Pizzeria. Yep, folks from Finnerty's are here. Victor Espinosa, he's your Triple Crown jockey winner this year. There was kisses, and there were more kisses, a few hugs, and a few scary moments here at the Dwell Yard.
Witness protection.
Alex Pavlovich meeting Mr. Met, who's been on Prozac for years. And that is our Fun at the Ballpark, brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria.
Duffy, Maxwell, Heston here in the 6th. Duffy's 1 for 2. He hit a line drive to Flores in his last at bat. And here he takes low. 3 runs on 9 hits for the Giants. The Mets, well, the only base runners have been a couple of guys that were hit. Here it's 2-0.
1-0 changeup, but now you've missed with your soft stuff. Guess what? This is where Duffy will get greedy, like a lot of good fastball hitters. He's going to get a fastball.
And he hit it off his foot, which never feels good. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, what you see tonight out of Syndergaard, you're going to see the same tomorrow out of Matt Harvey.
What you're going to see is high velocity fastballs. A little bit different breaking ball for Harvey. Very explosive slider, just an absolute kill slider.
Three and 1. Maxwell waiting on deck. High drive to left. Kadire back. It is out of here. And Duffy hits his 5th of the year. It's 4-0. He can hit.
He can hit. Smart hitter. You think back in his previous at bat, a 3-1 count, he got a fastball middle in and hit a bullet to the shortstop Wilbur, who caught it. But here he's ahead in the count again. He's looking middle in with a fastball. They set up away, and there's the mistake. And just backspins it right out of here. And remember, Syndergaard's going to supply a lot of power, and he just did.
Here's Maxwell, who swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
Just a little thing like a mislocation, and even 97-mile-an-hour fastball isn't going to help you. The guy's looking for it.
Maxwell is 1 for 1. He's been on base twice. Here he takes a strike. It's 0-2.
You can see why the Mets like this guy. I mean, there's a lot to like. Syndergaard's has got as much natural ability as anybody we've seen come up in a Mets uniform. And he has great natural ability. Now he has to learn how to pitch up here. He's 21 years old.
Scud.
That was a scud. Get him up here with big league pitching coaches and other big league pitchers who will do everything they can to speed up his education. Because he can get to outs with just raw ability. Now you start to add finesse and a little more ability to be consistent with off-speed pitches and fastball counts, and you're going to have a bad animal. And everybody sees the potential with this guy.
And Maxwell is down swinging.
And that was a changeup, and you can't throw a better one.
And here's Heston. Heston had a base hit that knocked in a pair in the 4th.
It really was the big swing of the bat. Bases loaded, 2 outs. It's a fastball down and in, and they had sort of bunched the infield towards the middle, played him to the opposite way, and he finds a hole in the infield. Gets his first 2 RBIs ever.
And on the first pitch, he pops this one into center field. And Lagares will make the catch. And that'll bring up Nori Aoki. A 1-pitch swing at it, get off the field. You got a 4-0 lead. Rick Russell might not be proud of that. He might have wanted to just hit a comebacker. This kid, however, has got 2 hits tonight, one that just left the park. In the old days, that might have been caught. Had to hit it over that black wall in left field. Old days, like what, 5 years ago?
No, those are old days. It's old days if you're 7 years old.
Here's Aoki. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Yep, over that.
Well,
now a little shorter.
We've been a couple times. Now the way that the old configuration was, not many guys wanted to come here as a free agent.
Absolutely not.
If you were a hitter, if you were a pitcher.
And it was death to right center. Now it's not so bad. Aoki to right. Granderson got a late jump, but he's going to get there. And that'll end the inning. So Duffy hits his 5th of the year. He's now 1 ahead of Joe Panik. It's bye-bye baby. And it's 4-0 Giants.
and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants with a 4-0 lead here in the 6th. And for the Mets, it'll be Anthony Recker to lead things off, and then a pinch hitter. And Recker rolls it foul, and it's 0-1. Daniel Siciliani is on deck. There's a bouncing ball to Duffy at third. 1 out. And here's Siciliani.
He's starting to see Duffy get a little more comfortable at third base.
Did I say Danny? It's Daryl. I beg your pardon.
Daryl Siciliani is one of the. Well, yeah, I think he is their best pinch hitter.
Yeah. And a breaking ball for a called strike.
I mean, you've seen Duffy now since he's taken over at third base.
Much more comfortable. Hit to left. Aoki is going to run out of room. What'll happen with Matt Duffy is the really tough plays. This is a nice play. Like bunt plays and choppers where you got to charge. Fielding bunts. Those are the plays that you have to just get into a rhythm to get used to. 0-2 to Siciliani.
A lot of time.
Yes, he does. 1-2.
Amount of ground balls that he takes is probably at least 2 and sometimes 3 times as many as other infielders a day.
Well, you can do that when you're young. Fouled on the left field line. Got him. Strikeout number 8. Not looking for that fastball down the pipe.
It was not. And in Siciliani's eye, he's thinking that's high. Well, that's not like anything we haven't seen with Rob Drake. I mean, he really does give you a rule book strike zone in regards to height. He'll give you knees, but he'll give you the belt.
Here's Granderson. And Granderson takes a strike. Again, the overshift on for Granderson. Granderson runs pretty well, so if one is chopped slowly to panic, it's going to be a hard play. This one ever is chopped to Heston, and that'll end the inning. Through 6. Getting interesting. 4-0 Giants. because we're dealing with starting pitching, I'm going to let my partner do this.
Now you see the comparatives. Syndergaard throws about 10 miles per hour faster with the fastball. 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs allowed, 1 walk, couple strikeouts, 1 hit batsman. 97 pitches for Chris Heston. For 6 innings, they still have not gotten anything going in that hit column. No runs allowed, 7 strikeouts, no walks. He's hit a couple guys, 74 pitches. So tonight it has been all Chris Heston.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's Dylan G. Facing Joe Panik. Dylan G, longtime starter, now coming out of the bullpen.
I mean, I got to really blow you away with fastballs. He can go up high 80s, low 90s with the fastball, but his changeup is the bomb. That's
Panik, high drive to right. It is out of here. Off the facing of the upper deck, and it's 5-0. And look at the Joe Panik section. All wearing the Panic Attack t-shirts.
Affinity's turnout going crazy. That's pretty loud here, I gotta tell you. 2 hit nights so far for Joe Panik.
Well, he wasn't going to let Duffy ahead of him for too long, was he?
It's going to be a great home run race all year long between these 2 guys.
So here's Pagan. And Pagan takes a strike.
G, who prefers to be a starter. I mean, he's not happy about being in that bullpen. He's a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, as I mentioned, low, like 90-ish. Curveball, slider, changeup. But the changeup really, I think, his best specialty pitch.
And this is lined into center field, but it's right at Lagares, so Pagan hit it well. All right, take a look at this pretty swing.
Just so short, so compact. And for Panik, who had 24 home runs when he was playing for St. John's, I mean, kind of giving you the same type of hitter that he was in college. You make a mistake with the fastball or his zone, he can hurt you. And there's the reaction of the Panik fan club.
The Panic Attack.
Panic Attack.
Buster Posey's got 2 hits tonight.
I think before this year is over, you're going to see Dylan G in another uniform, and a lot of rotations would like this guy.
Buster rolls it foul.
And that was the changeup. You see Posey out front, off balance. Works quick, strike thrower. When he's got one of those changeup, he can throw it 5 times in a row, and you're still not going to get time to it. It's a good one.
Down low, 1 and 2.
And home run hitters.
You think they're talking about it?
Absolutely they are. That's pretty good animation there from Joe West.
Yeah, it goes into it, I'm telling you. It takes him a couple of innings. Buster goes the other way, and it's out of play. Buster drives it into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit. Is trapping it is Lagares, and Posey's in with a double. He nearly caught it. It started to hang up, and it looked like it was going to hang up just enough.
Pretty remarkable that he makes this close, because he was playing about 8 steps towards the right center field gap. And he can just cover some ground.
So here's Belt. And Belt takes high. Giants lead 5-0. They've had 12 hits in the game. And a line drive at Duda, and that's going to be a double play. So Belt hits it on the nose. Posey gets doubled up. Here's Joe Paddock. He hits his 5th of the year. It's bye-bye, baby.
June 12th to the 14th, Saturday, June 13th. A special 4:15 start is the Postseason Heroes bobblehead giveaway. And the first 40,000 fans will receive either an Ishikawa, Panic, or Affel bobblehead, courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. Then on Sunday, June 14th, the 105 game, first 20,000 fans will receive a World Champions reusable grocery tote, courtesy of MLB Network. So get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets right now.
So here's Tejada. And Tejada bounces one to Belt. And on one pitch, Tejada's going to be retired. And that'll bring up Lucas Duda.
Now, pitch count certainly not an issue this evening. 75 pitches on the night to give you an idea of how far under the normal amount of pitches. After 6 innings, if you're 90 or less, you're doing well. And he's at 75 with 1 out here in the 7th.
Swinging a foul at home plate.
Good changeup. Stayed up on top nicely there. Think about Posey. I mean, he's going to keep calling the pitch. Even if you're mechanically not throwing the pitch correctly, he expects you to make that correction on the mound. And he doesn't want you to lose the threat of that pitch in the eye of the Mets hitters.
The 1-1 is a swing and a foul, so it's 1-2.
A changeup. Really, he's got a feel of that changeup here late. And that may be a very significant pitch for him as this game progresses.
And on the ground, this one is to Crawford, and Crawford will make the play.
Beautifully put him to sleep with a lot of off-speed stuff, then exploded his hands with a sinker on the inside corner, and he painted that side of the plate. Really using your off-speed stuff to set up the fastball.
So here's Kadire. Kadire's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a double play ball. Breaking ball, not close. 1 ball and no strike.
This will be an interesting at bat because of the way that Kadire thinks in the middle of a game. He's one of those guys that progressively gets tougher the more at bats he takes against a single pitcher. The time he sees it for the 3rd or the 4th time, I mean, he's pretty much idea of what he's going to try and do.
2 balls, no strikes. Popped up. It'll be Maxwell. Side retired. We'll go to the 8th. Getting interesting. Very interesting. 5-0 Giants.
And this is, it's the Father's Day gift pack starting as low as $49. The pack includes tickets to 2 Giants games and World Champion cufflinks. You need information, go to sfgiants.com/minipack.
We got a pair of the cufflinks. They're very cool. Here's Crawford. It'll be Crawford, Duffy, and Maxwell. And a strike to Crawford, and it's 0-1. Dylan G. Crawford swings and misses, 0-2.
G softball and first pitch curveball, a good one, then backs it up with a changeup. And I think that's an indication of just how good your changeup is when you can throw it after a curveball, which is in essence another slow pitch, and still have a guy off balance.
Foul back. Dylan G, coming into this game, has as many wins as Amy G.
It had to be said.
It's a matter of time before you pull it out for the 2nd year in a row.
Soft stuff down below, then he tries to heat him upstairs with a fastball. And I think that Dylan G has always been able to change sight lines as good as anybody. He's just got great command.
Crawford wraps one into left center field. On the move is Kadire. He's going to reach up and make the catch. Crawford hit that ball well. He's now 1 for 4. And that'll bring up Duffy. Duffy is 2 for 3, homered in the 6th. Here he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Nobody near Chris Heston.
There's a strike.
And he has earned the right of separation with this line.
Outside and low, 2 balls and a strike. You know, the home run by Duffy is impressive, and so are the 5 home runs, but the 26 RBIs are even more impressive, given the fact that wasn't that long ago he wasn't playing much. There's a strike. It's 3-2.
Well, and I like the fact too that he's not surprised by it.
Fouled out of play.
I mean, if you get up here as a young player, you better have some attitude. You better have a belief in yourself that you can play here, or you will get steamrolled. And he clearly felt since the very first day he showed up that that uniform in his locker was one he was worthy of.
Well, Duffy thought it was a ball. Record thought it was a strike, and Duffy wins that battle. You make the call.
On the outside corner, and he brings a little two-seam movement. And I mean, if he missed it, I don't know if it was low or outside. It's a pretty good pitch. It's definitely one that any pitcher that ever towed a rubber wants.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell's 1 for 2. And this is rolled foul. On deck is Chris Heston. $23,000 here tonight.
Heston on deck. Although I can't believe that he's thinking a whole lot about hitting right now. That's one of the things about the National League. When you have to hit, I mean, it can break your concentration as a pitcher.
Big swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Did pretty well on that. People say, what do pitchers think about between innings? I think about the next inning.
Hit out into right center field. On the move is Lagares, and he will put it away. 2 down.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
So here's Heston, who gets a nice round of applause. He knocked in a pair of runs with a base hit in the 4th. And he fouls this one back. He had a good rip.
Good hack. I mean, that's one thing about a New York fan, though. I mean, Chris Heston has definitely earned some applause tonight. Not all the people that were clapping were wearing Giants gear. There were some Mets fans applauding, too. What he has done tonight through 7 innings as a pitcher.
Foul back. It stays, well, it's now 1 and 2.
7 innings. Heston has allowed 2 base runners. Both have been hit by a pitch.
Back to back.
And that is all.
And that's off of Duda down the right field line. Duffy's going to go to third. And the Giants have runners at the corner. And it's the second hit of the game for Chris Heston. So here's Aoki. And Terry Collins is coming out.
Terry Collins has 3 left-handers in that Mets bullpen.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. And Mike will talk about the game with Murphy Mack on KNBR 680, the sports leader. It's a 5-0 lead for the Giants. Sean Gilmartin is the new pitcher.
Take a look at Gil Martin for the first time. He was a Rule 5 draft guy from the Twins. Made his major league debut this April, and this is what he has done in 21 games. Having a nice year, 12 strikeouts, 18 1/3. Not going to really blow you away with velocity, but he'll finesse you. Curveball, slider, changeup, strike thrower, a high 3/4 release. Got a nice 12-6 bite on his curveball.
Facing Nori Aoki. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Get it in, slurry breaking ball. So it's got the throwback socks on.
He does. Joe Panic to follow. Fouled out of play. Heads up. It's 1-2.
He was not fooled on that one. Aoki had good balance in that swing.
Flips it to left, and he's got a base hit. And they're going to force out Heston at second, and that's going to end the inning. No run. Heston can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's 5-0 Giants. Aoki's ticked.
I can't believe it. going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Take a look at the 8 strikeouts tonight from Chris Heston. He has been fantastic and spots the fastball. The curveball has been a swing and miss. And going opposite corner with the fastball, high, a little sightline changer, and through 7 innings, you see the numbers. And as my partner has said, it has become very interesting. Just 82 pitches now as he starts the bottom of the 8th inning.
It'll be Wilmer Flores to lead things off, and he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. And it's 0-2.
That's some paint with the fastball, inside corner, first pitch. And not too much to a corner, but then he goes outside, wraps around the outside corner by way of the back door. Bang, bang, 0-2, 2 fastballs.
So he throws that breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2.
By design. Watch Posey. He is going to control the rhythm of Heston right now. Totally. The hitter. Put the sign down, and he will slow it up or pick up the pace.
And that's hooked foul.
And that was a hanging breaking ball. He got away with one there. Talk about hitting and running the bases. They can fracture your concentration. And he made a base running mistake in the top of the 8th, and you don't know if he's going to be able to get his concentration back on the mound. And he made a mistake there in a 1-2 count and got away with it.
Hit on the ground to Belt. Belt will flip it to Heston. 1 down in the 8th.
So the exaggerated defense, they pulled Brandon Belt way off of the line, covered up the 3.5 hole, and they hit right to the defense.
So here's Lagares. Lagares has bounced out twice. Duffy is going to play even with the bag at third. And it's outside for a ball, 1-0.
One of the few times he's completely missed across the plate from his intended target. They set that target in, he missed badly away.
On the ground on 1 hop to Duffy. 2 down in the 8th. And here's Eric Campbell.
Well, what's going on in the minds of these infielders? You got a sinker ball out there. You've been through this twice.
Hit it to me. Hit the next 4 balls to me. Outside breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 90 pitches now for Heston. Still working quickly. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good curveball. I mean, both the first pitch that missed away and then this one here in a 1-0 count. I mean, it's still deceptive in the eye of a hitter.
For 1-2.
And that frozen. And that had some hang to it.
And it's just high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's elevating this inning. He's made some mistakes and he has gotten away with them.
Hit fouled on the right field line and out of play. Cued. It's going to come back, and then it hit the edge of the infield grass, and then it kicked foul. So it remains 2-2.
Yeah, you get back to the mound, you just look for air. Control your breathing. Your adrenaline starts to take over. Very different than the adrenaline you had at the beginning of the game. Right now, you're in a cloud.
Like Campbell may have broke his bat.
Mouth gets dry. Spitting cotton balls. But pitch count is not an issue. Right now, he's got enough adrenaline in his body to throw 150 pitches.
Two balls, two strikes to Eric Campbell. Hit on the ground sharply into the hole, backhanded by Crawford. Got him! And we will go to the ninth. Very interesting. Giants 5, Mets nothing. And it'll be Joe Panik to lead things off. Panik is 2 for 4. He homered in the 7th. Here he takes a strike. Pagan on deck, and then Posey. Panik lets it foul.
Well, how's the panic attack doing up there?
Well, in the time of their life, they may just spend the night up there.
Well, they have shown up for Chris Heston night here, Citi Field.
So Panik is gone. This is the play that ended the 8th. Watch the ball come up on him right at the last second.
Just soft-handed backhand. Good bend in the knees. And that closed it out for the Mets. And kept things intact here as we come to the top of the ninth.
Here's Pagan. Pagan is 0 for 4. He has hit the ball well, just has nothing to show for it. With Buster Posey on deck, the Mets bullpen is quiet. This is Bill Martin's inning. And the lefty throws, and Pagan out in front, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And timeout was called, and it was granted by Rob Drake. One ball and one strike. Again, it's a high fly ball into right center field. And that is out number 2. And here's Buster Posey. So here's Posey, and he takes a pitch down low, 1-0.
Good night with the bat for Posey.
Outside, it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And you wonder what's in the mind of Buster Posey, who has called such a beautiful game tonight for Chris Heston. Nobody on. It's 2 outs here in the 9th. Is he thinking about this at bat, or is he thinking about the bottom of the 9th?
Swing and a miss. 2-1.
The ability for a catcher to turn it off when the inning ends, whether you're going to defense or going to offense.
Posey, it's a high drive into center field. Lagares on the move. Out into deep center. He's going to put it away, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants go down in order in the top of the 9th. And Heston is going to take the mound with the Giants leading 5-0.
Not many of the Finnerty faithful can sit down. And I don't blame him.
In June of last year, it was Tim Lincecum who did the trick. And it was a ground ball to Joe Panik.
Second time that Lincecum had no-no'd the Padres. And that was the shortest post-game interview that we'd ever seen.
Yeah, they got him twice.
That was it. We're done here.
He said, I'm going in. I'm cold. Ed Halicki against the Mets in 1975.
And that was on the road. No, I beg your pardon. It was in San Francisco.
So it'll be Anthony Recker, and then a pinch hitter, Danny Muno, and then Curtis Granderson.
Now this is when you just go completely brain dead to your catcher. What he throws and where he wants you to throw it. And all you concentrate is making the right pitch to the right target. A lot of zeros on the board tonight for the Mets.
So Recker is bounced out twice, once to second, once to third. And now a lot of Giants fans on their feet here at Citi Field. So Heston to Recker, and he hits him. That's the third Met that Heston has hit. Other two were Grays. This one hit Recker pretty good. And here's Muno.
And it's going to put him in the stretch. does not have the same feel with the changeup out of the stretch that he does in the windup.
And a strike to Muno. Switch hitter hitting 105. Muno is 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter, and all of his pinch hit at bats have come hitting left-handed. Fouled. It's 0-2 with Curtis Granderson on deck. Very shallow is Pagan, and very shallow is Aoki. They're going to let the ball go over their head. They're not going to let anything fall in front of them. Breaking ball, got him. 1 down in the 9th.
Center's call.
And that'll bring to the plate Curtis Granderson.
Set the target wide, and he wraps it around. And Ron Drake has not missed many tonight, but that's one that I think he definitely missed. And Chris Heston, the benefactor, 9th strikeout.
So here's Granderson, who's 0 for 3. Overshift is on for Granderson. The pitch, and it's outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Of the 9 strikeouts for Heston, 6 have been swing and miss strike threes.
Recker with his lead at first. And a strike, and that evens the count. Granderson with that wide stance. Aoki very shallow and left. And it's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He's trying to nibble right now. Guys do have activity in their bullpen.
Posey staying away. Out of play, 2-2. So Heston is going to rub up the new baseball. Slow things down just a little bit.
You have to remind yourself to be aggressive.
And the 2-2 pitch. Got him! 2 down in the 9th.
Front door sink. And Posey saving that inside corner for the payoff pitch. And Heston absolutely could not have thrown a better pitch on that inside corner. You can watch the movement coming right back to the strike zone. A 10 strikeout night.
So here's Ruben Tejada. Tejada is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. The runner goes, and it's a breaking ball down low. So Recker will go to second. No stolen base. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield straightaway, shallow and right. On the ground, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Still good sink on the fastball. That one at 90 miles per hour. Guys are still hitting the top of the baseball. And that's impressive when you consider the adrenaline that's pumping through his arm right now. The tendency with a sinker ball is you can throw through the movement.
One ball and 1 strike. In the dirt. 2-1. On deck is Lucas Duda. Infield straightaway. Belt off the line at first. Heston at the belt. 2-2. And now 23,000 here standing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him! And Chris Heston here in New York City has thrown a no-hitter as he strikes out the side here in the 9th. How about that? And Heston's teammates come pouring